What's up, everybody? It's Aphrodite Crush here with you again. It's CrushCast time. Going it solo this week. We're going to go over a couple news stories that have made the news and just kind of go over specifically what's going on right now. Pretty much everything I got this week is from Engadget. So, first things first, Adpocalypse Part 2. Ooh. Companies pull ads from YouTube over comments and child videos. YouTube is promising a crackdown, but it's too late for some ads. So, HP, Mars Candies, and other big names are pulling their ads from YouTube after BuzzFeed and Time Stories revealed that their ads were running alongside videos of children that were either clearly exploitative or innocent and loaded with pedophilic comments. In multiple cases, the companies have vowed not to come back until there are appropriate safeguards. So everyone's freaking out about this. I just use, of course, the term Adpocalypse Part 2 because everyone is like, oh my goodness, they're going to do another crackdown. What am I going to do about my ads? Okay. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If you are making decent content on this website, and you know you're making decent content, if you happen to be flagged for whatever reason, there's an appeals process that you have. Use it. Just because, like me, I only have not even 200 subscribers right now. There's still a line between me and YouTube that I can say, okay, this was marked not advertiser friendly in error, and I need to appeal this. Appeal will go through, they'll view the video, bada boom. And everyone's just freaking out. I'm like, okay, again, if you make good, decent content that's not exploitative, you're safe. If you make the type of content that isn't friendly enough to a certain modicum of users, how can you be surprised? And that's really the bottom line on that story. I know everyone's going to talk about, well, we need to have a little bit of a little bit of freewheeling like the old days. Well, it's not the old days anymore. It's just the honest truth. And of course, Black Friday was this past Friday. We're now on the brink of Cyber Monday, which is hilarious. There is actually a story going out there. It's actually not on Engadget, but apparently there were so many users on Walmart's website this past week for the Black Friday sales that they were gone by 12:05 a.m. when they went live. And then there are also more that went live throughout the day and just automatically sold out. Unfortunately, Walmart switching to this Amazon competitor state that they want to be in is going to take some time for them to fully integrate. Working in the machine, as I did in the past, I can tell you that big boxers like Walmart have to see some bumps in the road as far as their retail abilities are concerned. And I can tell you that's not easy, especially when you're not like Amazon where you have warehouse. You have warehouse, store, and then you're also pushing out different types of product. You may carry the same products per se, but you're offloading them to different locations at different rates and possibly at different prices. So I think it's important to note that Walmart's they touted that they ordered 3 times as much stock this year. Well, there's still a lot more to be desired as far as the way that goes. So there's a lot of a lot of bumpy roads still ahead for Walmart's website as far as their order fulfillment goes. But in the end, they'll get there. Walmart always finds a way. I can tell you that from personal experience. So, the big thing I wanted to discuss this week was the loot boxes that have seemed to permeate our gaming culture within the past couple of years. A lot of people are freaking out. And this is actually something that has been, but what's the best way to put this? There are a couple of different ways to take a look at loot boxes. One is your standard downloadable content, which is what publishing companies like EA and Activision see them. Another way to look at them is gambling, which is what your general public, and also you're actually seeing a lot of regulatory, Congress, state attorney generals are looking at it that way as well. Some of them view those as predatory as well. There is a couple different reasons why you need to take a look at this particular case as far as loot boxes go in Battlefront 2, which is really what kind of hit the really big spark as a very serious concept that needs to be addressed, and that is the items that you're getting in game and unlocking characters versus the grind of unlocking characters. When you're playing these games, you expect a certain amount of grind. You really do. You expect to go through level after level after level and go through boom, 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 bad guy, bad guy, bad guy, boss, next level. It's pretty standard fare. The one thing that really irked me about the last Battlefront game is just the shallow pool of content that it provided. And from what I'm hearing from people, this game is a lot of the same way, that they took the concerns that the consumer had and just said, oh, we listened, but we're not going to implement any of your suggestions, which is their prerogative to do. However, it's also the consumer's prerogative to say, I'm not going to buy your game. And locking major players like Darth Vader behind a paywall is insane. That just reeks of corporate greed. And I'm talking reeks of corporate greed. Over and over again, EA has exhibited the simple philosophy of money at all costs. And it keeps happening over and over again. And people are starting to notice, and not for the right reasons. Like I said, regulatory affairs have been happening to take a look at how these are presented to the consumer and how to fix them. And when I say fix, that means eliminate. Because people are seeing these loot boxes as randomized gambling, because you have to pay for a lot of these loot boxes, even though you can unlock some of them in game. So, one thing we will probably have pretty soon, hopefully, is Ian. So, just got a message from him. Looks like he's having some computer issues. We'll see you hopefully on here soon. So in that case, I'll say the big, the super big topic for today, for a little bit later. So paying attention to the loot box issues is really going to be of some importance to a lot of people. Do I think this is going to change a whole lot? Not immediately, but there's going to be progress made on it. You're going to see less and less of a lot of these companies saying, oh, well, we'll just go ahead, plop some loot boxes into the game, and we'll make an extra X amount of dollars. It just doesn't work that way anymore. It really doesn't. And that is for the better, to be quite honest. So cruising through Engadget also here. I'm not seeing a whole heck of a lot of big things. um, of course, we're running into Cyber Monday, as I mentioned before. So one thing that everyone's going to have to take a look at this year is, and we discussed this on the TNT podcast, is some Cyber Monday deals as it pertains to some of the tech that you could be picking up. A lot of people, and I also explained how a lot of retailers view things like Black Friday and Cyber Monday as pertains to their stock and their prices. A lot of people, rightfully so, believe that some retailers jack up the price right before and then they drop the price afterwards to make it seem appealing to everybody that, oh, well, we dropped the prices for Cyber Monday. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to go ahead, screen share real quick. Maybe. Possibly. Maybe not. My screen share not working today? Does it not like me? Huh. Nope, doesn't like me today. Well, I'll go ahead and go through some things on everyone's favorite techie website, newegg.com. So let's see what we got going on here. Cyber Monday. Sale starts now. Don't miss out. Try to go into settings there. Alrighty. So let's see. Going into Newegg. Now, if you happen to be watching this, of course, after Sunday night into Monday morning, you're probably going to miss a lot of these. Just truth of the matter. However, you might be digging on something in particular, and oh well, could be this, could be that, could be this, could be that. Could be a gangster party here momentarily. Now, one thing I will tell you is you don't shop for computer parts in places where you probably shouldn't be shopping for computer parts. So bringing up Newegg is fantastic. If you're jumping on eBay to look for Cyber Monday deals, you're probably going to miss out. Let's just be honest here. So first thing I'm seeing here is ABS light gaming desktop, Intel i7 7700 at 3.6 gigahertz, 8 gigs DDR4 of RAM, terabyte hard drive, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060, 3 gig, Windows 10. Additional $70 off with the promo code, limited time offer for $899. That's actually really good, and a lot of these are actually really weird. Apparently, they're expecting a lot of us to shop Sunday night into Sunday morning, or take a couple of days. When I actually rolled off the ABS, is sale ends in 5 days on Thursday. The MSI, which is right next to it here, MSI GL62M 7RDX-1408 gaming laptop. She's coming with a better name. Intel Core i7 7700 HQ at 2.8 gigahertz. $30 off with the promo code. Limited offer $799. That ends tomorrow, which tomorrow is Monday for me. Oculus Rift on sale for $349. Sale ends in 3 hours. Of course, MSI GTX 1080 is already out of stock. That's not surprising. See, some of these aren't really that good deal, though. Western Digital 500 gigabyte SD It's a Western Digital Blue 3D NAND 500 gigabyte SSD, $149.99. If you're looking for, and it's actually really surprising. Western Digital Elements 4 terabyte USB 3.0. It's going for $99. That's sale in 3 hours. Oh, it's Ian. What's up, Ian?
Hey, what's up, man?
Good to see you. Back.
Good to see you too.
Back.
Yep.
We're just discussing some Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals on Newegg currently. And a lot of these kind of suck, dude.
Well, it's like Frank was saying, they pretty much just like mark them up to discount them then, you know?
I'm actually not seeing a lot of that on Newegg. I'm actually seeing just really like your standard sale prices. Like I was actually just going over this. Listen to this. Now I'm on Newegg.com and I'm actually looking at their main Cyber Monday page. Tell me what you think of this. ABS Lite gaming desktop, Intel i7 7700, clocked at 3.6 gigahertz, 8 gigs of RAM, DDR4, 1 terabyte hard drive, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 with it's a 3 gigabyte cache, Windows 10 for $899. It's only $100 off the top. That's.
I mean, it's not the greatest. The problem is that it just sucks to build a computer right now.
Well, that's actually a pre-made.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a pre-built from ABS. It's actually. Let's see if it'll actually let me do some screen sharing real quick, because for some reason Hangouts wouldn't let me screen share there. So let me see if I can bring it up here. Oh yeah, here we go. So here's my desktop. So take a look at this.
Okay.
Like, you tell me if that's a good deal. Normally $8.99, now $7.99. Like, come on,
Yeah.
Like,
it's definitely not the greatest deal, that's for sure.
I know, and like I was actually looking down here too. The 1080 is actually already out of stock, which isn't surprising.
Right.
Western Digital Blue 3D NAND 500 gig solid state for $149. It's only literally $25 off. No, $15.
How many gigs is that? 500.
Yeah, 500, half terabyte.
Yeah, you should be getting. I remember before, like just a month or so ago, I was looking at like 1 terabyte for like, I don't know, like $250, and that's like for 1 terabyte, that's half of that, and it's over double the price of it, or not double, but it's over half of the price of the 1 terabyte, you know?
Yeah.
So like theoretically, it should be 120 at least, and that's without being on sale or anything.
It's just like a Corsair gaming mechanical keyboard. That's actually the best deal I've seen so far. It used to be $169, now $119.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I try not to get into the hype too much, you know. Like I got a good deal before all this shit started. Like they were doing the wind up of Black Friday's coming, and I got this 34-inch ultra wide. It's a $300 monitor that I got for $250, so it was a pretty decent deal.
Let's check out everyone's favorite Micro Center. I love Micro Center.
Yeah, I like Micro Center too. They have good. The people there are pretty knowledgeable and friendly, you know, at least.
Oh yeah. Okay, so monitors, you're never going to save a whole lot on monitors. I never really compared too much on that.
Right.
That's actually really good for iPads. iPad Pro 659 used to be $799. That's not bad. $659 for another iPad Pro.
I got $50 off through them for my Ryzen processor.
Yeah. Let's take a look at some process. Wow. Samsung 850 Evo, $79.99. It's only $20 off, but that's not bad. It's not horrible. Not the best though. Whoa, that's actually $10 for a 32 gig micro SD. But their price was low already to begin with. Holy shit. $13.99 for a 32 gig SD card. That was already insane.
Yeah, I do have to admit sometimes they do take hits on specific products at Micro Center.
No crap, dude, man. Look at a terabyte hard drive for $29.99. Like it was already insane at $50, and wow. That's actually pretty good. 7700K for $249.99. What?
Yeah, they're pretty competitive for being a store, like a store you go to.
7600, dude. $179.99 for 7600K KB Lake. How much you pay for your Ryzen processor?
Well, mine was a top, it was like the top tier ones. So it was normally like a $420 processor. I paid $350 for it.
AMD Ryzen 7 1800X 3.6 gigahertz, 8 core, $299.99, $200 off.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a ATX Intel motherboard for $169. Dude, have I seen that on Linus? Have I seen that on LTT?
Probably.
I think I have. Yes, I have. Didn't he use this for one of his builds?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he used that for one of his RGB builds.
Yeah.
This is close to it because, like, right under here, he actually switched out whatever storage was in here to a M.2 slot.
Yeah.
That's that. Man. See, this is why I like going to like Micro Center over someplace like Newegg. You know what I mean? It's just.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, what is, in comparison, what are the deals so far that you've seen? Is it better in store or is it been better online?
Well, I had only really just checked Newegg. And I'm not even going to take a look. I'm not even going to look at NCIX because I already know it's going to suck.
Well, like, what about this place you're working at? How is the deals compared to, like, competition and stuff?
Competitive. Pretty competitive. Not terribly horrible, I'll tell you that much. About the same as last year in a way. There we go. Let's try Tiger Direct.
Tiger Direct kind of sucks sometimes.
Huh?
Tiger Direct, they're a little bit more expensive sometimes.
Yeah, they definitely can be. There we go. Just screw making my own server. I'll just go ahead and buy one from Tiger Direct. Oh, look at that. Woo! $265.99.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. See, Intel Pentium G440. What?
I don't know how good that is.
That's like clocked at 3.3 gigahertz, 4 gigs DDR3 memory, no hard drive. Well, I got enough hard drives. No OS, gigabit Ethernet.
Yeah, what were you looking to build, like a main computer or something?
Well, it's going to be a main media server for the home. And I
Okay.
actually my friend who's my hookup gave me 3 servers to run from. So currently I am currently in the process of actually breaking some of those down and seeing what's in there. I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to stick with an Intel Pentium processor anyway, but I'm just going to go with um, what is it? Oh, Ubuntu server. So
Oh yeah.
I'm just going to go with Ubuntu server because I mean, number one, it's free. Who beats free? It's not going to eat up a whole lot of space. Um, you only need literally a gig of RAM to run Ubuntu, and I can run pretty much anything anyway off of Ubuntu that I would have run on Windows.
Yeah, I
It's
was.
really the
Those are.
best.
Ubuntu is pretty good. I was trying to experiment with like ways of trying to do like a make like a multi-boot USB drive
Yeah,
with Windows and all that stuff on it too.
I get to show
But
you my new addition, which is actually go onto the battle station.
oh yeah,
It's a multi-unit charging station.
oh okay, that's cool.
It's called a desktop quad charger. Woo.
What are you gonna put your? You got like an iPad, iPhone.
Well, I've got a secondary Droid phone that I have that I just kind of tinker around with software wise. My iPhone, my iPod, and anything else I might end up picking up. So,
What did you say you use your iPod for? Because I think you
music.
mentioned it before.
Yeah, just music.
Oh.
At least right now, it's just music. I like having an actual iPod. It's the OG in me. Like
I
I
used to
have.
have an iPod Nano or whatever.
So yeah, I still dig having an iPod. But it looks like the deals this year are just somewhat different.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't think you're going to run into as many, uh, good techie deals as we have seen in previous years. I mean, I think that's quite obvious at this point. Matter of fact, let's go to memory on Tiger Direct and see how much you're getting ripped off. I mean, see how cheap it is.
Yeah, you're probably gonna get price gouged on that.
Oh, let's take a look. Kingston Value RAM, 4 gigs of desktop memory. High or low?
Higher low than what?
Higher or lower than $60?
Uh, Probably higher.
Lower, actually.
Oh.
4 gigs of Kingston Value RAM, $40. Now, let's see.
Well, a couple of years ago, you could get 16 for about $90.
Yep. Corsair Vengeance, 8 gigs of desktop memory. Higher or lower of $100?
Oh, that's got to be higher with Corsair.
$104.99. Let's see. Here we go. Corsair Vengeance 16 gig desktop memory kit. Higher or lower than $150?
Maybe like a little bit lower.
$189.99.
Yeah. The higher sticks of RAM with Corsair get like really expensive.
Oh yes. Let's see what else we're finding here.
And if you're gonna do this, you got to specify if it's RGB or not, because that really bumps it up.
see. See, Tiger Direct Business. Actually, take a look at some of their Black Friday deals. HP Elite Desk Intel Core i5, 8 gigs of RAM PC. It's 8 gigs of DDR4 RAM, 128 gigabyte solid state with Windows 10 Pro. List price of $899. Right now is $499.99. It's not bad. A Belkin 5-port switch. Check this out. 5-port switch by Belkin up to 100 megabits per second. 5, 10, 100 ports. $799. Normally $50.
What?
Yeah. Like, that's actually a really good deal.
I'm kind of more surprised at the number of ports on it. Usually it's like multiples of 2. Like I have an 8-port one.
Yeah.
And usually they're like 4, 8, 16.
Oh, wait a second. Okay. Here's one. Lenovo ThinkPad X131 dual core 4 gigs of RAM, 11.6 inch laptop. It is a refurb unit. 320 gig hard drive. Windows 10, $129.99.
Is that good? Because you used to sell those at Walmart, right?
Well, it's a refurb unit, so it's a little bit. It's on the smaller side, but the fact that it has 4 gigs of RAM and it's a 320 gig hard drive for that price is actually really good, because a lot of the I call them the old school can I remember what a lot of people call them, the itty bitty can I remember what they were actually called, but the mini laptops, those would normally go for about $100 to $120, and those would have like a gig or maybe 2 gigs of RAM and maybe 16 gigs of storage, brand new. So and those I thought were ripoffs. $130 for a refurb unit that has a decent amount of RAM and some semblance of a hard drive. That's actually really good. I'm actually really surprised by that.
When you worked at Walmart, did you have a lot of people coming in looking for like sub $100, $200 computers?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
those are going to be like the junk of the crappiest computers, you know?
Well, yeah, you also got to think of their use scenarios. For instance, like a lot of people come and say, I literally just want to get a computer to watch YouTube and to pay my bills. Now, who's going to attempt to sell them a $600 laptop for really basic use scenarios? You know, having a really basic computer that's not too extensive is a good idea for someone who is looking for just a basic unit and doesn't want to dish out a whole crap ton of money. You know?
Yeah.
So, like, even though as much as I hated those, and as much as I told people, okay, here's what you're buying, they knew what they were getting, and they still wanted it because it fit the mold of what they're going to do. You know? And, you know, as long as you're giving the customer what they want, have at it.
Yeah, and with this deal that you just mentioned, that sounds like that's pretty much that price range, but they get a lot of extra with that, though.
Yeah, most definitely. So, tell you what. Speaking of Walmart, I'm gonna look up Walmart's. Now, did you know that you can actually build a computer on Walmart's website?
I did not know that.
Really?
I used to have fun doing that when back in college, like doing that with the Alienware site.
Dude, okay, I hope you're ready for this. Okay, so I'm on Walmart's website, right?
Yeah.
If you go into departments, electronics, just go into computers. Okay. And let's say you go down here. Should be under gaming computers. Get all this fun stuff here. They've actually gotten a lot better about how the website's laid out for that. I'm surprised. So go to gaming desktops. All right. Yes. Fantastic. So let's see. So they do iBuyPower and CyberPower. That's their main thing. They have pre-built here, but you can also build your own. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I've never seen any of those towers in Walmart. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, it's online.
Actually in the store.
So check this out. They've actually improved how this website works. So okay, it gives you your standard, your actual what's going to cost as far as your price range. It's going to cost anywhere between $531.07 and $2,200.53. Start choosing now. So you go through and you choose your case first. So first off, do or do not these things look freaking fantastic?
So they definitely look like pretty good cases.
Yeah. Actually, we'll go with the Noctis because I like the Noctis line. So we'll go next. Motherboard processor. So which way we want to go here? Just for this particular bundle here. I find it interesting that you still have the old FX processors. That's actually kind of funny. You know what I mean? That's actually really funny with something about it. We'll go with KB Lake i3. Really basic, nothing extensive. Now, the fun part. Dude, they still have a GeForce GTX at 1080. Holy crap, dude. Got a 1060. Woo! So you can go from a GTX 1050 to a 1050 Ti for $27 more. So we'll go with that. So of course now you can just choose your RAM and hard drive. So we'll go with, actually I like this, 16 gigs of RAM, 120 gig SSD, and a 2 terabyte hard drive. Next. And there's your total cost.
$914.
Yep. So see, your PC will be custom built, software OS loaded, and then ran for 24 plus hours to ensure no defects. Assembled by iBuyPower in City of Industry, California.
Now, when they list it as like the $500 or whatever for the minimum, is that like the minimum combination of parts?
Yeah,
like the cheapest parts.
So let's say, for instance, we go back here and we go with the regular source blue because that's the base because there's no ads under it. So then we'll go to the processor. You go with the base processor, which is the Intel FX or the AMD FX, sorry. And then you go down here and you go to this NVIDIA GeForce GT 710. And then you go with the absolute base model of RAM and hard drive. That's 8 gigs of RAM and a terabyte hard drive. That's at the base. And that's $531.07. And honestly, for $531.07, number one, you get a badass looking case, a 6-core processor, a GeForce GT 710, 8 gigs of RAM with a terabyte hard drive. That's still, even for $531, pretty badass.
Yeah.
And they probably automatically load Windows 10 onto it. You know?
Right.
So I think that's something that like Walmart has had phenomenal that they've gotten to that point to where they can be, okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this, 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 this. So at one point they had a super cheap bundle for like $410 or something. Let me see here. Go from the best sellers, price low to high. In-store purchase only. I've never seen any of these at Walmart.
Yeah.
Never.
Why do they like really camp in like the electronics section as far as choices go?
There we go.
They like just not like trust people not to steal the shit or something.
It's just there's not a lot of actual locations that will go with that. That's just the way it is. Yeah. So yeah, it actually looks like that is the cheapest one now. It's a little surprising. It's a little surprising. But at least it kind of gives you an idea, of what they do. Whoa, that's interesting. But you see all the stuff they have out of stock now too, and kind of gives you a pretty interesting idea of what Walmart's actually into now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just check out their monitor deals.
Oh, monitors? Well, let me take a look at monitors. Monitors. And actually, like, you can actually sometimes pick up some really interesting monitors at Walmart. You can actually get a ultra wide at Walmart now in store.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, when I went there, I asked them if they had any ultra wides. They're like, "What's an ultra wide?"
Yeah, you don't ask questions like that at Walmart. You just don't. You just don't.
Well, based on their selection, they wouldn't really have any reason to know that, because the largest they had, I think, was like a 27-inch. They had like 23s and 22s and stuff. There's only like 3 monitors there.
Oh. Alrighty, so I'm looking at the monitors here. I'm not. Actually, not seeing a whole huge, terrible amount. Let's see. Okay, what size you want to go with?
34.
34 inch. So 26 inches and larger. Loading. Keep that content flowing.
Was this all that you were talking about before I came on here?
No, I was mainly going over just some basic Black Friday stuff, a couple small news bits about the current new YouTube Adpocalypse 2.0 and blah, 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 stuff like that. That's all.
Yes.
I'm just basically, trying to quell the fear that rides in people's hearts.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, first I forgot about us even doing a show tonight. And then I was having some issues with my monitor. Like, for some reason, when I first turn the computer on, if I have to reboot it, it doesn't recognize it unless if I have like another monitor plugged in for some reason. So,
Are you running 3.0 out of that?
3.0,
like USB 3.0?
Yeah, but I had the monitor hooked up to the HDMI cable to the computer.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, I want to. What I've read is the best to work with this monitor is to get a DisplayPort cable. Which I think that's like similar to what Macs use, don't they? Like a DisplayPort type of connector.
Popularized by Apple. Because you have DisplayPort for your standard Macs, and then you also have mini DisplayPort for things like the Mac Mini, and there's also adapters you can get for older iPods and stuff too.
Yeah, but they are a little bit different than what's the standard DisplayPort, because I was reading, they said the ones that you use with Mac wouldn't work with the monitor for some reason on the PC. Slightly different. But I did get one of those FreeSync monitors.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Are you digging that? I mean, is FreeSync really? You're kind of.
Yeah, it's mainly like a gaming thing, but it helps to prevent like tearing in your images with like really fast motion and stuff.
Okay, so all right. So first thing I'm seeing here, Acer ED242QR with a 24-inch glass curved full HD monitor, $99.99. It's not bad.
That's a pretty good deal. Would you ever get into those curved monitors?
I've actually thought about like for a TV for my living room, no. But once I have the pseudo battle station here, which I'm almost done with, thank God, that actually this is going to work into the aesthetic of the desk. But if I actually would have an ultra wide right here, I'd be happy with that. That'd be cool with that.
I just think it'd be cool to having like multiple curved monitors making one giant curve, all the monitors going around you. That'd be pretty sweet.
You might like this. Oh, well, that's not a very good deal. That kind of sucks.
Well, I won't like that then.
LG 25-inch ultra-wide IPS LED monitor, $149. You only save $15.01. That's for shit.
I didn't even know they made 25-inch monitors. I've just seen 24 and then it jumps to 27-inch.
Let's see. Many other ultra wides. I'm not actually seeing any more ultra wides. Now, I've actually heard that Best Buy is supposed to be running some good ones too this year around, as far as their deals go for Cyber Monday.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to the Cyber Monday edition of the CrushCast. Yay! They're actually not only running Cyber Monday, Cyber Week. Ooh, Cyber Week.
Well, when do you usually do your shopping and stuff? Like
July. I let my wife do a lot of it, and if there's anything that I actually have to specifically go for, I go early. I don't mess around with this generally. If I'm buying something like this, I'm buying something for me for the most part. Just being honest.
Well, who do you guys usually shop for? Just each other, or do you guys have a lot of family that you have to?
We don't have a whole lot of family. We do have some family that we do shop for, but like I said, a lot of that is like started in July and August, and we just set it back. Okay.
You guys are pretty much set then, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, that's not a bad deal. Toshiba 43-inch television with a Chromecast built in. If you're a My Best Buy member, early access only $199.99 right now. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all.
I wonder if we'd ever see like a Kodi TV. That would be pretty awesome.
You never know.
With Kodi built in.
Yeah, you really never know.
Yeah. Didn't they like recently come out with like a TV that had like Roku or something built into it? Some kind of TV box.
Yeah, TCL came out with a Roku TV a couple years back when I was still working at Walmart. Sold pretty well. The TV, I'm not 100% on, to be quite honest. But some people really dig it. So, yeah, hey, you do what you do, I guess.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to pick up a really cheap graphics card through Best Buy, you can get a PNY Accelerate NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050 Ti 4 gigs GDDR5 for only $129.99.
That sounds. Is that good, right?
Well, it's a PNY. I mean, you're not going to get the best performance long term out of it.
Yeah.
No, but if you want to run Crisis, I guess you could do it.
But can it run Crisis?
But
Right.
can it run Crisis? And actually, surprisingly enough, there's actually another one under it, the PNY NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050, 2 gigs of GDDR5. That's only $109.99. So a little bit less performance for $20 less, but I mean, for $20 more, you double the storage on that GPU, you're pretty much set. And surprisingly enough, for PNY not being like a big mainline brand, 158 reviews give it 4.7 out of 5 stars.
Well, here's the thing about PNY. I've never personally used them, but I do know that they're a reputable company as far as their usage in the pro video card market, like the NVIDIA Quadro cards and stuff meant for like workstations and stuff. That's where they mainly shined in. I haven't really I don't know like how good they are in the gaming with the gaming cards, so. But I'm not.
Well, you got to.
I wouldn't say that they're a crap company.
Huh?
I wouldn't say that they're a crappy company in general. I just don't know too much about them for the gaming stuff.
Yeah, I don't think they're a particularly bad company per se. It's just they don't get a lot of play because they're not a Samsung, and they're not a top shelf brand name. So
right, like all the other come up with. Manufacturers like the XFX and stuff that do the rebranding of the founders cards and stuff.
Well, let's see. Shop open box TVs. So let's see if you want to get a monitor and you are just almost dead broke, but you want something. You want something.
I want something. What can I get here?
All right. On Best Buy's website, they actually a lot of people don't know about this, and I always like to recommend that places like Best Buy you shop their open box items, because a lot of times it's either a display model or it's something that someone bought on Monday and returned on Tuesday. It happens. So, let's say here, you're looking for the cheapest open box TV that there is to buy. You can get an Insignia 19-inch 720p HD TV. Now, is it going to be the best monitor? Hell no. Hell no. But $73.99 and you get a 19-inch monitor that will hold you over. That's probably going to run HDMI. Go up to a 24-inch LG that's also 720p, $92.99. Like, seriously, all these are really good deals. See, the cheapest 1080p, 24-inch video, 1080p HD TV, $123.99. Perfect. Now, I tell everyone about this for one simple reason, is that if you're working on a budget, if you're somebody in college, but you want some good tech for a decent deal, how can you go wrong going with like an open box item? I went to a Best Buy a couple weeks ago just scoping. Ian, I saw a MacBook $500 off because it was a display model. Where else?
Right.
Where else?
Right.
And actually, speaking of, I'm actually going to double check PowerMax.com. Have you ever checked out PowerMax?
No.
PowerMax is a licensed Apple dealer. They're called an Apple Premier Partner. So I'm actually going to go ahead and kick it back into screen share mode so I can show you guys this.
By the way, I'm going to give you a link to after that. See if you can find this cheaper because I'm trying to save up for this around Christmas time.
All right, so first off, save 15% on all used items. That's fantastic to start off with. Free shipping on any purchase over $50 is almost a guarantee because you're buying something Apple related. Buy any new in-stock Mac and get $100 online store credit. Come on. I mean, hey, let's just say, for instance, I want to shop used Macs. Okay. Let's just say you're a big Apple guy. You really want to kind of beef up what you got, right?
Right.
You want to go with a Mac Mini. Same kind of deal I have. The most expensive one they have is $829. i7 runs 2.6 gigahertz, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigabyte SSD for $829. You're going to save money off of that. You get free shipping off of it as well. Go down to the cheapest one that they have, which is this guy right here. $139, 2 gigs of RAM, 120 gig hard drive. Old school. Ethernet port doesn't work. That's part of the reason why it's so cheap.
Does it have Wi-Fi though?
Yes.
Oh.
Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Actually, let's take a look at the clearance. Let's see.
Well, it's good to list that before you find out for yourself.
Oh yeah, places like PowerMax and like Mac of all trades, they will tell you exactly what's wrong with something when you buy it. Exactly what's wrong with something. Because like you take a look at this one here, it's Mac Mini 2007 gigs of RAM, 120 gig hard drive. It's $10 more. But that's probably because everything is operational, most likely. Yeah, see, everything's operational. So like they take a lot of trade-ins. PowerMax takes a lot of trade-ins. Like also Mac of all trades. I love Mac of all trades because they're the same way. It's just take a look here. Look at that old school Apple Mac Mini, $229. 256 megs DDR3 memory shared. The OG. Nice. One of the OGs, man. Oh. Wrong button.
Dude, we need some kind of like hot QVC chick on this episode or something.
Look at Apple iMac, 20-inch screen, Core 2 Duo. 2 gigs DDR2 memory, supports up to 6 gigs. 250 gig hard drive, 128 GDR3 video memories. Got an ATI Radeon HD 2400 XT. $139. I mean,
nice.
See, Apple iMac 21.5 inch. Late 2009 model. Starts you off with 4 gigs of DDR3. Supports up to 16 500 gig hard drive. Comes with NVIDIA GeForce 9400M. $299. Come on. You're getting some fantastic freaking deals on these.
This is like liquidation deals, huh?
Almost. But that's also the type of stuff that websites like this do. That's what they're essentially meant for. I mean, you're looking at, in general, prices that are meant to move older stock, especially for the used and the refurbished stuff. but still gives you a kind of a blueprint on where to start. Like if you have someone in the house who's just starting out in Mac, they now essentially just get the party started, man. So
get this party started.
well, some people they don't want to. They don't have to deal with that.
Right.
Let's see what you clicked in for me here. Let's see. See, Huion GT220. So you got on Amazon there.
Yeah, it's a monitor. It's 22-inch monitor that's like $650, but it's a monitor that you draw on. So it's like those Wake Up Cintiq monitors, but it's a lot cheaper than spending like $2,000-$3,000.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I'm actually not seeing too many other places that carry it, so it might be yeah, because Newegg has it for $659.
Yeah.
That's really the only place specific I'm seeing it besides eBay, of course, and
yeah, I think it was on Thanksgiving. It was like it went down $100, but then and that was only for like a few hours, and then it spiked back.
Think about it like this though too. If you go like say do you ever do like the coupon codes and stuff? Like things like that?
Well, sometimes for the Newegg things like that's how I got. I used a promo code from my email that I got from Newegg. You know, that's how I got the monitor $50 off. So
yeah. So let's see.
I mean, I could search for that on Newegg, or not Newegg, but eBay. But I don't know if. What would you think about like getting like some kind of used thing for that type of thing? Like, would you ever get a used monitor or whatever?
Well, yeah, I would most definitely. And that's I mean, you see video of my sub office. You've seen video of my sub office. Like I like working with used stuff because it's an unknown quantity. You know, for me, like I got computers and stuff. I have of course, my first edition Apple TV that I got off of eBay. I got this early version Mac Mini that I got off of eBay. To me, I enjoy working with items that are older and need a little bit more TLC. To me, it's just more exciting that way. I mean, especially with the iBook, I'm essentially learning almost how to rebuild a laptop because I have to take out the disk drive of this iBook, So it's this really hands-on and not have this extremely large buy-in of a situation where, oh well, I'm now dishing out $1,200 for a MacBook. It's brand new. Take the plastic right off of it, but now it's new for X amount of years until it starts to show a little bit of wear.
Yeah.
I find having these older Macs and whatnot more challenging and more enriching to learn, especially some of the older stuff as well. So it's but that's just me. I mean, I'm really weird because like I'm also a bunch of my friends have like broken iPhones and broken iPods that I want to fix up and just see if I can fix them. People who would otherwise just toss them out, throw them away, and I'm like, I'll take them. There's actually people out there who they break an iPhone screen, they throw it out. I'm like, huh? Like, it doesn't have to be that way, Or someone has a scuffed up back to like an iPhone 5C. Why not get a new back to it? You know what I mean? But
yeah. Well, like, what do you think this would cost me?
If you take it to a good dealer, they'll probably run you about $60 to replace the screen, which is probably more than that phone's worth.
Well, this isn't this is LG G4. The camera is still pretty nice on it.
And replacing the screen on that, it generally isn't very hard. I mean, all it really is you have a couple seams that you got to get through, and depending if the sub screen is damaged or not, it may be an easy fix. I mean, have you ever gone to iFixit?
No, I've never tried them before.
Dude, iFixit sells personal kits for rebuilds. So they'll actually sell you a toolkit for like $50 because Linus hawks it. That's how I got hip to it. So iFixit sells a kit where it's basically spreaders and tools and separators and whatnot that will help you replace and fix things. And then you can also just straight up buy your actual supplies off of Amazon and eBay. I mean, imagine if you had to pay, like, for instance, my wife broke her iPhone 6 Plus screen, paid $140 for a new one. You could probably buy the screen online for like $50. Imagine cutting your cost in half, and the only thing you have to do now is take a little bit of time. And that's the one thing nobody wants to spend is time or effort to learn how to tinker around and do this little thing and take 45 minutes out of their day to do this. And you know what I mean? You're paying for the convenience of somebody else doing something they can do on their own.
Right. Well, it depends on the thing that's broken, because not like some of the things in the phones are so sensitive that the internal component needs to be replaced or something,
Well, the thing is too, like iFixit has teardown videos and rebuild videos that will just blow your mind because they go into almost, if it can be tore down, they tear it down. If it can be rebuilt, they rebuild it. And like,
that's cool then.
Yeah, even like a year or so ago, I was so afraid of tinkering around with the phone, and especially something that you invest X amount of dollars into, you don't want to feel like you wasted your money, and I get that, but like to me, I'm just like, why not attempt to fix it yourself and get even more enjoyment out of something? You know what I mean? So,
well, how do they have like tools or whatever that you could get in those kits that help you open up like iPhones and stuff? Because those phones weren't meant to be like, you're not supposed to be able to take the battery out and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Very much so. That's how iFixit got big, is as iPhones.
Well, what do you got to pry the thing open? Because it's not like there's any like screws or anything on those.
There is actually small torque screws in the iPhone.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. If you actually watch a couple of them, like, yeah, you have to do a little bit of prying, you have to do a little bit of prodding. But like say if it's an older iPhone that isn't supported anymore, why not do it yourself and get like an iPod or something out of it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you could definitely, I'm sure, get some pretty good deals with that stuff, because a lot of people, they're just something a little like an easy fix. That's all it needs, and they, they get rid of it. They're like, I don't know what to do with this,
Oh yeah. And sometimes it's literally so easy. It's literally 20 minutes. Like for most screens on iPhones, like the last time I got my wife's iPhone fixed, when we went to fix a phone, it was literally 20 minutes. They spent 20 minutes in, out, done.
Right. Well, that's what happened with my 3D printer. I got like $300 off of it because I got an open box. Mm-hmm. And the only reason we found out the reason that they returned it, and it was just one of the nozzles was jammed, and we just were able to jam it pretty easy.
Like that to me is just, I shouldn't say it's surprising. It's just why? I mean, But I mean, there's some people, like I said, they pay for convenience. They either don't feel that they have the ability to do it, or they're so not non-committal into it that they're just like, you know what, I'll just do it.
Well, don't you think that, like, in general, we live in such a technology-driven society? You think people should try to spend more time to learn about technology in general?
In my opinion, yes. However, it's the best way to put this. Not everyone is cut out to go hardcore tech. That's just the truth. There are some people who are just so far behind the times that they consider it a really big success, and that's not meant as a slight. It gets considered a really big success to be able to use a smartphone at all. There are some people who just literally use it for texting, calling, and maybe search for something on the internet, and that's all. I would love to get more people into that and be able to outreach and be able to show people that smartphones is literally the world in your hand. But I mean,
yeah, you could get a lot more out of it than you're
exactly.
like, even though you don't want too much out of it, like, there's so much that you can get out of it.
Yeah, there's a lot technology wise that I think people would be more interested in if they were to be interested in it. It's like my roommate. When we first pushed her to get a smartphone, she's like, "I'll never use it." And then a couple years later, it goes from "I'll never use it" to she's on it more than I am in some cases. So you go 1 to 100 in a way. You know what I mean? So.
Well, again, that just goes to show that people, they don't really know the benefits of the technology. They don't know that it's there. So.
Yep.
I guess some people, they need to see something to believe it besides just you telling it to them. They need to experience it themselves,
I think that's part of it too, is some people overcomplicate it and overcomplicate it and overcomplicate it, and they've psyched themselves out.
Yeah.
So many people have led them to believe that owning a smartphone is so complicated and it's so hard to do, and it's this and it's that. And I hate it when people are like that. I really do, because we should be getting more people into the technology that we're seeing today, because it can help so many people do so many things if they would just get over that kind of. And I think this is actually a thing. I call it technophobia. There are actually some people who will, out of fear, just, or whether it be fear of confusion or fear of failure with the units, it's just like, no, I'll never own a computer. I'll never own a smartphone.
Right. They think they'll never get it.
Yeah. They're so far down the anti-rabbit hole that they're like, you know what? I just, no. No. That was my job at Walmart. In my opinion, it was always my job and my mission to get more people into it, and to try to show people how easy it could be. My best friend's wife, her mother, had a Droid phone for 2 years, and she never used it because she hated it. It was too complicated for her. And then we gave her an iPhone, and she was using it in 20 minutes. I mean, just that in and of itself shows you something that, even if it's just an iPhone, or for some people it could be a Droid phone, once that little light switch goes, click, it's off to the races.
Yeah. Well, like, for example, my grandpa, he paid me to do some design work for his company and everything. Like, he had a real estate company, and he would actually, like, I would make something for it, and he'd want more, and he'd actually hand me the piece of paper. He's like, "Can you make a copy of this on the computer?" Even though, I have the digital on my computer, the design on the computer. Like you thought, he said, "Can you make a copy with your computer?" There is it. He didn't. I don't think he understood the idea of like one master thing on the computer. You know.
Yeah, and that's again one of those things that I think if we try to show people that stuff's out there, it'll get much better. I'm sure it will. It's just getting people to cross that line.
What
So,
did you ever watch those React videos, like old people reacts to
yeah.
this or that, or like younger people react to what a typewriter is?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I think my generation is actually very privileged in the fashion that my generation, we've seen literally the 0 to 100 that we have now.
Yeah, we see the older tech up until today, you know?
Yeah. Like how old are you? Like how old?
I'm 35.
35. So yeah, our generation is just, we come from literally no tech to the first computers, first home computers, I guess I should say, to the first cell phones, to the first smartphones, to the first iPhones, and now to the first, wearables. This particular generation from the early 80s to now is really just like so ingrained in it because we've grown with it.
Yeah. I had a dial phone, a rotary phone growing up, you know, where
Oh
you
yeah,
have to
so did I. I remember when I still remember the first time I saw an iMac, and I'm just staring at this thing like, because my what was it? Oh my goodness, this was ages ago. I think it was my high school library. Yeah, my high school library had a blue iMac, the blue see-through iMac.
Yeah.
And I wasn't into tech at the time, but I remember just sitting down because I had to write a paper, and I was using it like it took me less than 5 minutes to pick it up. I'm like, wow, this is really intuitive, and it's just really sad that I didn't get like I could tell I was into that kind of a product. It weirded me out a little bit because, of course, the only thing I'd seen up to that point was Windows. But the only thing that my school had at the time was iMacs. Or that was the only one available, possibly. So I was like, oh, this is great. And then when I went to college and I had some writing classes, and they had this entire big room of computers and one Mac in the back of the room. And I beelined. I showed up early every single day. I went to class just so I could sit at that iMac. I'm like, oh, this is fantastic.
Well, like, what was the first actual like? How old were you when you got to own your own computer, where you weren't like using your parents or somebody else's or whatever?
Well, I didn't grow up with a lot, so I never really had a whole lot of money. Now I only had like a couple part-time jobs when I was in my late teens, early 20s. And my first actual computer that I owned was actually given to me by my now wife, then fiance's dad, because he had completely bombed this thing out and a lot of viruses. So I was just kind of getting into tech a little bit. It was a compact Presario computer. And I was really starting to get into tech at the time. So what I used it for was I used to rip CDs, and I had a Sony mini disc player. I still love the mini disc. I can't believe I lost my player a long time ago. But this little mini disc player, so I download a whole bunch of music, off of CDs, make a couple of discs for my girl, pop some songs onto the mini disc player, and that was that.
Yeah, I remember when I was 15, my parents gave me like it was a crappy like IBM computer or whatever. I forget the specs and stuff on it, but my parents, they had a nicer computer that I would use all the time because my mom actually bought one of those. It was Corel Draw 7, and she got it actually back in the days when you could buy like software and graphics cards and stuff in like the Babbage's or Electronic Boutique in the mall, you know.
That's awesome.
Those are the good old days, man.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I really didn't start getting into tech heavy until Babbage's had already closed, and EB was which of course turned into GameStop, was the norm. Yeah. So like I would when I was first looking into tech, I'd go to like Circuit City. You know, Circuit City was my bomb. So Circuit City, I'd kind of troll around there and take a look at different things, and it'd be completely just info dumped with the stuff that I'd be looking at.
Yeah.
Just they're so, and even still today, I mean, everyone complains that there's no hard copies of anything anymore, and there's no stock of this, no stock of that. I can still go to Best Buy and take a look at some really easy to use, cheap PC components. When I built my first PC, that's where I went for my graphics card. You know how much my first graphics card cost me? And this was 3 years ago when I did my first build.
How much?
$20. I still remember what it was. It was a Galaxy. It ran DirectX 11 with a 1 gigabyte of cache. Ran me $20. They had it on clearance. And I'm like, oh, it's a really basic graphics card. I could just use that. And because I wasn't going to be gaming, but I wanted to have some capabilities as far as content creation went at the time. So I'm like, well, I mean, it's not going to give me a whole lot of, punch for my buck, but I don't have $200 to drop on a graphics card. I was working on a budget, and I'm like, you know what? $20 for a graphics card is $20 for a graphics card.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I jacked up my first build. So I think most people mess up their first builds.
And that was your first graphics card?
Yep.
You said?
Yep.
Yeah, I was installing graphics cards like 2002, 2003 when I was about to go into college.
Yeah, but again, like I didn't get into it until it was mid-20s, and really didn't have the money to put down for my own custom build until a couple years ago. I was always working on like secondhand units and whatnot, which is why I appreciate having like I know a lot of people make fun of me in my circles because I have all these old pieces of tech. A lot of it that ran. Some was running XP, some was running Vista, some was running 7. I was like, well, why you got such old stuff? And I'm like, listen, when you start with nothing, literally nothing, and then like, I have a Mac now, and I love having my Macs, but going back and playing around with the legacy stuff and being able to build something from scratch that otherwise you would have never had the opportunity to build, even if it's something super simple. There's a lot of like you get a lot of satisfaction out of that.
Yeah. Well, I have an appreciation. Like it might sound weird, but I was in the elevator and I was like, thank you, elevator, just for getting me up to my room, because the elevator is like, it's never asked for anything. It's seen so many people come and go throughout the years and probably decades that it was operational. It's like, just like with technology, like people's computers and stuff, that's been there all the time for them, and it's pretty much helped them live and survive. So like, and I was going to ask you, like, since we've grown up, we've seen the technology before, and we've had all this appreciation for it. And like, even though we're saying more people should learn technology, do you think in general too, like, you ever have those head shaking moments where like you see too many people just like so spoiled with it and stuff, like the younger kids and stuff?
Not even young kids. I mean, people our age. There are people who are so dead out dependent on their technology. They use their technology to literally run their lives. I'm like, well, okay, and
they complain.
You heard me say this before, but it's very nice to have all the stuff I have. But I also, of course, have those experiences in my life where I know for a fact all of this could go away blink of an eye. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
I've literally started from nothing, living out of a car when I was a kid. And having that experience, even at a young age, because I was only like maybe 5, 6 years old, but I remember it. I have an appreciation for the stuff that I have because that's exactly what it is. It's stuff. Now, I love tech. It's something I love messing around with and whatnot, but it's still just things. Now it helps. It's fun. It's great, but it doesn't control my life. It doesn't, you know, it's not the sun of which my life revolves around. Makes things easier, makes things a lot easier, but it's not the overarching, factor in my life. I have a lot of tech. I have a lot of stuff in general, a lot of books and a whole bunch of other stuff. But it just it does surprise me sometimes where I see people our age, younger people, you kind of have to give a little bit of leeway to because this is stuff that they've grown up with. You know, you know, you're seeing 5 and 6 year olds get cell phones. You know, they're being led to this from the ground up. They're you almost this is gonna sound bad. You almost have to feel sorry for a lot of these kids because they don't have the same type of experience growing up that our generation did, where we came from having no technology to having a ton of it.
Yeah, like
They're
did you ever
growing
see
up.
that meme where they had like the picture of the CD Walkman and there's a like this generation will never know the struggle,
Yeah,
the Walkman.
yeah, and in a lot of ways, our parents see us in that same fashion because for some of them they would have been part of a draft. They would have been um, in a situation where some homes didn't have television, some homes only had radios, and it was all radio shows, and some homes didn't have XYZ, and some did, but that's part of progress.
Yeah. I just feel like like a lot of I mean, not necessarily like the younger generation, but like just in general, a lot of people need to be more appreciative of what they have, and like they get mad over like the smallest things, or the smallest hiccups with their phone or something. They can't get this or that.
That's why I've learned to just let a lot of that stuff go. I mean, it's not worth getting so angry over if your cell phone drops service while you're trying to watch YouTube. Come on. I mean, the people honestly even imagine to think how stupid you look being angry because you can't watch a video on the go.
Dude, how about getting mad, having to deal with, I should say, your rabbit ears not being able to pick up a channel or something,
Exactly.
back in the day.
So, but I guess with all things, it is what it is. It's not gonna change one way or another. In fact, it's only going to get worse. But
and if you look at it in a case like at a case by case basis, I think a lot of it is just like those specific parenting skills,
Yeah. But alrighty, well, it is 12:40 a.m.
Yeah.
Things going for almost 2 hours, about an hour and 40 minutes. So I think it's actually
I came in a little bit late.
I think it's a really good time to cut it off for the night.
I was gonna ask, you don't have anything else going on?
Not really, man.
Earplugs or anything?
I have tomorrow off, so I'm going to be recovering from the Black Friday weekend.
Okay.
I'm going to hit the gym, going to go grocery shopping tomorrow, and just try to chill out for a day because I'm back on it on Tuesday.
You going to be working on your book at all?
Probably I might work on a chapter or two tomorrow. I'm actually thinking of another side story to add along to it that needs to drive some plot points. So that might be
All right.
something that might happen tomorrow. But I there's still a couple things I have to work out for that to go. So, but
Where
it's come along.
that's cool. Where do you usually sit? Like you're in that chair you're sitting in now, typing
Yeah,
stuff up, or can you? Will you sometimes like lay in a nice recliner, comfy recliner, and type stuff up on your iPad or something?
need a nice comfy recliner.
But
But
you don't want to be reclining in that thing, like as we saw from a previous episode.
but yeah, I generally write in here. It's just like it's kind of like my area. So.
Because I'm sure you probably get ideas at like the times where you're not at your desk. You know, like
Oh
you're
yeah,
on the crapper. You know, taking a shower or something. You know.
my ideas come from like, for instance, I was watching YouTube of all things. Started watching some YouTube on Boardwalk Empire because I've been interested in that show for a while. Because I
Okay.
like I'm a big gangster fan. I'm a big gangster fan. I like retro stuff, and Prohibition piques my interest. I really dig that kind of time period, American history.
Yeah. See.
So I was doing a little bit of that, and then it turned into actually looking up some actual speakeasies in the United States, and then it got shifted to absinthe for some weird reason. So I was watching some stuff on absinthe, and then um, watching some videos on absinthe actually worked into a plot point that I've been working on in the back of my head for a while. So, excuse me. So now I'm actually like into buying a bottle of absinthe and actually going through the process of like having a drink or two of it to actually go through that because there was a special process that you're supposed to do to drink absinthe correctly. I don't know if you know that or not, but
No, I did not.
oh, this look up how to drink absinthe on YouTube, flooded with results. So uh, it fed into one thing I was working on in the back of my brain, and then just click, 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 click.
Click.
It's just like puzzles falling into place, and then you have that moment of clarity when you're like, "Oh my god, that works!" And then you're like, "Okay, before we get too excited, research, research completed, fits all the criteria that I was looking for," and I'm like, "It's perfect." So, but that's just like it. I don't gather this type of like you know like light bulb type of thing where it's literally out of nowhere. Where you're just kind of sitting down thinking you're like, I wonder what would happen in this chapter. Oh, I have an idea. For me, it doesn't work that way. I'm inspired by different things. If I'm watching a television show, or if I'm watching a movie, and then I think about how something would progress, and then, oh, this might work here, or this might work here. You know, I could be watching a movie and see a particular scene in the movie, and then that inspires something in the story, or it could inspire something in the horror project that I've been working on. So I kind of shift that to the side and put that there, and I'll come back to it later. So
All right. By the way, did you watch any of the episodes of The Punisher?
I haven't got a chance to yet.
Oh
I'm
man,
hoping to see some this week. I really want to start it because I've heard nothing but good things.
did you even watch any Defenders?
I'm backed up, dude. I have like 4 or 5 series I'm still trying to watch. That and the YouTube game and work, and it's I have a lot of stuff on my plate. I have a lot of stuff on my plate.
Well, what do you usually like to watch before you go to bed? Like,
I'll
do you
just
watch
normally
any
watch
shit in bed?
some. I'll normally watch maybe some music videos or like a documentary or something. Like tonight, it'll probably be. I'm still working on on Netflix on um the documentary on Prohibition in 3 parts. So I'm still on part 1 because it's like 2 hours per part almost.
Oh well.
So I've been watching that a little bit and just enjoying that. Like I like watching documentaries like that. I watched a documentary on the making of sake the other day, and it was just fantastic.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got any stuff to plug?
Not this week. Of course, check out Iron Addicts brand.com. Of course, N10 Douglas R tells them that I sent you. I'm not sure if they're running. I know they were actually. I found out today they were running a 50% off deal this weekend. But I'm not sure they're still running it. They might be running it on Monday, so you never know. Double check the website, double check social media. Look up Iron Addicts brand on Instagram. That's mainly where you're going to see them.
Okay.
Just let them know I sent you, man.
And of course, you can check me out on Ian Adams is a YouTube channel, but the main show I have on there is the Talk News and Trivia show podcast. It range for about 2 hours some weeks, 3 hours, 4 hours. It can vary greatly depending on what we're doing and how many freaking articles Frank has.
All right, well, gentlemen. Well, on that, we'll see you next time. Keep an eye out for Cardio Confessions, possibly tomorrow night. It's going to be part 2. So we'll see you next time, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye and good night.
Good night. No, yeah, I can send us out here this time now that I'm here.
Oh, no, we're good.
Oh, you don't want to do it?
Oh, we're good, man. It's late.
Oh, okay, man.
Peace out, everybody.
Bye.